today I have a tag video which has been going around, and I thought, do you know what, of all the tag videos, this is the one that was made for me to do. It is, of course, the Blush is BAE tag. Now, I've never used the word BAE in my life, but that's the name of the tag, so that is what it's called. So these are 15 questions about blushes, basically. And of course, blush is my thing. I love a nice bit of blush to my cheek. I wish I was a person, an adult of the 70s, because I would go ham with my blush if I could. I love it that much. Okay. So, the first question of this tag, is cream or powder blush? Well, I have a few cream blushes. I have this Apecia blush. I have a Makeup Revolution like stick blush. And I have the gorgeous packaging of the Bang Beauty blush, which is this one. But I'm a powder girl. I'm sorry, I know how to deal with powders, and I'm still trying to work out my cream products. So I am powder blush all the way. I am trying to use cream blushes. I've actually put this Bang Beauty one in my makeup basket for March. I don't wear creams when I've got a foundation on because I'm worried about it rubbing off. Anybody else have that issue? Okay, the second question is the weirdest colour blush in your collection. I think the weirdest colour blush that I've kind of bought is this one, and it is a sleek blush, and the colour is Life's a Peach. Yeah. That's an orange blush. It is a bright orange, like so, but when you sort of start to blend it out, let's see if I can get a bit more. When you start to blend it out, it's not so bright. But yeah, you can definitely tell it's a kind of orangey sort of blush. So that's probably the weirdest colour I've ever bought, but the weirdest colour I own has got to be the one that came in Glossy Box a few months ago. Again, it's sleek, and this one is a cream to powder blush, and it's in Crimson. It is like bright red. I mean, I know I said I would go ham with a blush, but that is Aunt Sally kind of ham. So yeah, that's the weirdest colour. I'm not quite sure what I'm gonna do with that one, because yeah, that's a little bit too much. But that is that. Third question, do I prefer high-end or drugstore? I have, I think 2 high-end blushes, and the rest are all drugstore. But that's not about preference. I think for me, it's about budget. If I have the budget to spend a little bit more on a blush and I really, really like it, then I will. But 9 times out of 10, I don't have a lot of budget and don't have a lot of money to play with. And so my budget only allows me to buy drugstore. But that's not a preference of buying high-end or drugstore. It's more a case of my budget only allows me to buy drugstore. So yeah, my preference is neither here nor there. It's more a case of budget. Does budget allow me to buy high-end or drugstore? My budget allows me to buy drugstore primarily. So talking of budget, my most expensive blush, that's the next question, and that one has to go to the gorgeous, the amazing California. Just get a load of that packaging. Benefit just knock it out of the park with their box blushes. I think this is absolutely stunning. You get a little brush in it, and look at that. How stunning is that blush? And I've never used it. Never used it. The Gold Sun here is a spray, so like it's an overspray, so that doesn't go through the whole blush. But I don't want to ruin the pretty pattern. That's ridiculous. I paid £24.50 for this blush. Well, I didn't. What I actually did was I had £10 on my beauty club card for Debenhams, and so I used that £10 club points towards this, so this actually only cost me £14.50, but it is the most expensive blush I own, and it is worth £24.50, and I should be using this above all the others, because I would be more bummed if I never got to use this than if I got to never use a £2.50 or a £4 or a £5 blush. Of course, I'd be more bummed if this went bad and I never got to use it. So help me, guys. I really need some encouragement to break out this bad boy and get it used, because it's a gorgeous blush. I have swatched it and it is a gorgeous colour. Maybe summer. Maybe for summer. I will help me, people. I have an issue. I do have an issue. Right, okay, moving on. I'm going to cry when I use that blush. I know I am. Most inexpensive blush. So going from a £24.50 Benefit blush, the other end of the scale is my MUA blush in Lolly. So this is this one. MUA, cheapest brand on the market here in the UK. This cost me £1. One. And I have used this to death. I love this blush. This blush is stunning. I absolutely love it. It is gorgeous. I love the flush of colour that this gives me. I love this. I'm trying to pan this really this year. I'm trying to really focus in on this. And I have quite a bit of a dip going here. Don't know if you can see that. But yeah, there's a bit of a dip going in there. I love this blush. I really do. It's my cheapest one, but I love it the most. I think it's just stunning. So number 6 is my fave blush single. My favourite blush I actually finished last year, and it was the W7 single in the shade Nude. I loved that blush. No wonder I finished it in the year, because I used it constantly. Anytime I wore blush, I wore that one, because it was really natural, really understated, but just it gave such a beautiful flush to your face. You could never go overboard with it. I absolutely loved it. But as I say, I used it all up. I used the whole blush in 1 year, so it is doable. It is doable to use up a whole blush, and that was a 4-gram blush. So in my collection now, I think my fave has got to be this Rocketer. I've actually got it on today, and I just think it gives a gorgeous, beautiful flush. This is just a sample pot. And yeah, it's just so natural and gives such a nice, like, natural flush to the cheek. It's just there. Not sure if you can see it, because it is such a natural sheen. But yeah, Again, this is one of those blushes that you can't really go overboard with because it's just so natural. So I think this has definitely got to replace that W7 in the shade Nude. But you know, there's a part of me that wants to go back and repurchase the W7 one. But for now, this one will do. I'm not buying any more blushes. Stop it, Nicola. Stop it. So yeah, Rocketeur by Benefit is probably replaced as my favourite. Okay, my favourite blush palette. Now, I actually only have 3 blush palettes. And so that's not much to choose from, but there is one blush palette that I am lusting after, and it is the Blush Parade by Benefit. Because I do really like the Benefit blushes, I would really like to have one of those blush palettes that Benefit bring out every year. I'm hoping that this year they bring another one out and I might be able to treat myself to it. Because I really do like the idea of having all those beautiful blushes and a bit of Hoola bronzer in the corner. I think the packaging, I think the blushes inside, you know, they're just gorgeous. So I do lust after that blush palette, but I don't have that blush palette, so that can't be my favourite, so to speak. So I guess my favourite that I own is my L'Oreal Infallible Paints in the Ambers collection. So we have some pretty bold colours in here. I do believe these were meant for maybe a darker skin tone, because this is another crazy colour of blush and I can't get away with that on my face. But these 4 blushes are much more easier for me to use. I have been using this one throughout the month of February, and I really fell in love with that one. So yeah, I think this is probably my favourite blush palette that I own. But as I own only 3 blush palettes, and one of those palettes is a cream blush, there wasn't much competition for this category. My oldest blush in my collection, well, apart from the MUA one, which is the actual oldest, but I've already shown you that one. The next oldest one is my Hot Mama by The Balm. My husband bought me this. I saw it on sale in Debenhams, and I was like, oh, that's gorgeous. And he was like, oh, okay. And he just picked it up for me. So my wonderful husband treated me yet again. And this one is apparently a lot like NARS Orgasm. And it's a very like shimmery type of blush. So that's it there. It's got a real nice sort of like peachy, pinky sort of flush to it, with a little bit of gold shimmer in there. It really is gorgeous. I think this is more pink than Orgasm, which is more peachy, I think. But yeah, I really do like that blush. That is my oldest one, and again, I love the packaging from The Balm. I mean, it's just gorgeous. I love that pin-up style. It's gorgeous. Okay, so the newest blush in my collection. Well, as I have discovered that I own far too many blushes, I stopped buying blushes because they're awfully hard to pan, and I've got far too many. So I've stopped buying blushes, but I did receive one in a glossy box, I think it was, or was this pink parcel? I'm not sure, but I did receive the Apecia cream blush in one of my subscription boxes. So there it is, and again, it's quite a vibrant colour, so I'm not sure how much use that's going to get. But yeah, that is my newest blush that I received in a subscription box. Okay, question 10. What's your party blush? Well, I'm too old to party, for a start. I don't go out very often. I might go for a meal with my husband, but we don't go out to party. But if I'm going for a night out, I don't know. It kind of depends, really. If I'm going for kind of just a simple meal out, or we're going, yeah, just a simple meal or anything, I do tend to go for a quite subtle blush. So again, I'd probably either go for my Rocketeur or even my MUA, simply because I don't really go for a bold blush when I'm going out, because I don't want people looking at me going, "Ooh, Aunt Sally." Aunt Sally has entered the building. Question 11, brands you have 4 or more of. Simple. I have 5 L'Oreal blushes. And I have lots and lots of Makeup Revolution blushes. Lots and lots of Makeup Revolution blushes. I have 2 palettes of Makeup Revolution blushes. I have more Makeup Revolution products in my collection than I have of anything else combined. So yeah, Makeup Revolution and the L'Oreal palette. 12, any blush buying regrets? Who regrets buying blush? I don't understand that. No, not really. I don't regret buying any of my blushes because I love them. I love blush. Why would I regret buying blush? That's not comprehensible to me. Why would you regret buying blush? That's a really hard sentence to say. Who would regret buying blush? There we go. No one. I can't think of a single one I regret buying. Number 13, a blush you purchased because of another YouTuber. Maybe the California. I saw somebody do like I must have seen it on a video. Somebody was trying it out and I thought that looks amazing. Maybe, but I don't think blush is something that I've watched another YouTuber use and gone, oh, I need that blush. I might see it in a shop and think, ooh, I need that blush. But I don't think, because the thing is, YouTubers tend to do eye palettes or lipsticks or mascara, like, videos. They don't generally tend to do blush videos. Nobody really talks about blushes very often. They talk about highlighters, but not blushes. So no, I can't think of any YouTuber that's really ever made me want to go out and buy a particular blush, because there's not many YouTubers out there going, ooh, this blush is amazing. So yeah, not really for that one. Number 14, is there a blush from a brand that you haven't tried that's on your wish list? Oh, so many. I guess this doesn't count in a sense because I have tried Benefit blushes, but I really want the Dandelion blush. Really would like that blush. It looks so pretty and so cute, and just I keep eyeing up the smaller size, you know, the ones that are half the size of the big boxes. So they're still a box, but they're a smaller box, if you know what I mean, and they're half the price of the big ones, so they're only about £10 or £12. Keep eyeing that one up. So I would like to try that one, but that is a brand that I've tried before. I think the brands that I would like to try are Tarte blushes, because I've seen so many people talk about Exposed and Party, and quite a few different shades of Tarte blushes that look really nice and really unique. Like they have like a dark plum one that I think would be really nice, because I don't really have like a plummy kind of blush in my collection. So I would really like to try a Tarte blush if I could in the future. But Tarte's really difficult to get hold of here in the UK. Sometimes we can order it from QVC, but you know, again, it's more high end and it's down to budget. And the other brand that I would like to try are Too Faced blushes. You know, the little heart-shaped ones that have the little bunny imprint on them. I'd love to try those blushes. They look so cute, but I think I'd probably have the same problem that I have with my California, in that they're so cute I would probably never end up using them because I wouldn't want to destroy them. I have an issue. Okay, so the final one is my favourite blush brushes, and I've forgotten to bring them. They're in my bedroom, but everybody knows the good old Real Techniques blush brush. That blush brush is, my God, this whole video has been one big tongue twister, hasn't it? The blush brush by Real Techniques is down and out the biggest winner in blush brushes because it is soft, it is really fluffy, so you can never really go too ham with your blush when you're using the Real Techniques brush, because it layers just such a soft flush of colour on your cheeks. You can never really go wrong using that brush when you're applying your blush, because it just works to perfection. So yeah, my favourite blush brush is the Real Techniques blush brush. So there you go. That is my blush is BAE tag. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give me a like, comment, or subscribe if you would like to, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.